ho!
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3,
4, 3, 2, 1. Ho, ho! For Christ's sakes, it's Christmas! Ho, ho, ho!
Merry Christmas.
And same to you, Port Lawrence! Ho, ho, ho!
Merry Christmas, Two-Tone. Merry Christmas, Thorn. Merry Christmas, Jay. Coach Ryan,
Merry Christmas, Jay!
It is December 12th, December 21st, the 12th month, 2021. And we are alive at the Sports Attic tonight.
I have to talk Santa if this music's on, so I'm gonna turn it on.
Oh!
Merry
Ladies and
Christmas,
gentlemen,
everybody.
We are live at the Sports Attic. I am Clark Lawrence, and I'm going to hand it over to my partner right now. He is still alive. This is Alfred Ferdinand Larcher III.
That's right. COVID positive in the house tonight. Got the COV and the IL and the CHI, digging it. Woke up this morning to 37 gunshots across the street. I thought it was fireworks. Wow. There were so many gunshots. I couldn't believe it. It was like bang, 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 bang. I was like, there's no way that's gunfire. And then sure enough, some guy got shot. So what's gunfire?
What's that?
Huh?
What time?
About 5 a.m.
Woo.
Right before bed.
That got you. Across the street, if we have established, that could be 3 blocks away, or it's right on your block. Now, was it right on your block?
Well, it was across the street about 2 blocks down.
I'll be darned. Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, good morning. That's a hell of a way to wake up.
There's a good Indonesian restaurant right around there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Are you ever going to take me there or no?
You have a very simplistic palate. You got a very, Kirkland palate. You're a signature select guy.
Tonight I grabbed some of the best tacos from Taco Felice right down the street. Very fantastic. I got a El Pastor, and I did chicken as well.
Polo.
Yeah, and it was absolutely wonderful, and I love it.
Now, what did you get on it? What were the toppings? Because that tells the difference between that tells real or if you got
onion,
or if all right, onion,
a little cilantro.
Good.
Brother, it was damn thin. Now, my father-in-law, on the other hand, who was here and stuff, as he does, and my mother-in-law, and they were watching our children, my father with a steak burrito with only rice, chicken, and beans on it.
Oh, he's a very white man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But they make it, and it was pretty damn fantastic. One of the best burritos he's had. He really enjoyed how they char the tortilla on it. It was fantastic and gigantic, as big as his head. Got the kids quesadillas. I went in to order 2 quesadillas, and they talked me into just getting 1 because they knew how big they were. I go, well,
really?
1 kid, 2 kids, 4 and under? Yeah.
These are some bad business people. That's all I got to say.
I did the dinner with the rice and beans as well. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I never do that. I feel like that's a waste.
Yep. Last week, we promised this was going to be our big Christmas blowout with tons of drinks and everything. I don't know.
See,
I don't know how you feel.
I'm making gringo tacos after this, so I don't want to get too drunk.
Oh.
So, and then I got the whole COVID thing going on. So,
yeah.
Although I have found now, if I survive this bout with COVID, that means I have survived COVID twice. I've been vaccinated twice. I'm a 2-time COVID survivor. And the one thing I have found, and I don't know if we need to get Fauci on the line. I don't know if the lady who runs the city doctor with the bad hairstyle, if we could get her on the phone.
Is she
Yeah. The Wadi. If you get the Wadi on the line, or you get the Fauci on the line.
What's the name of the state gal? Yeah.
Who cares? If you get one of these people on the line,
No, that's
I'm
just,
telling you the secret to beating COVID. And again, 2-time survivor. I have like
L.
statistical
Larson
data.
has
This
solved
is
it. What is the
science.
secret? What is the secret?
Manhattans and reruns of NYPD Blue. You mix those together, it scares the COVID right out.
Good luck with your first crap, right?
That's right.
Of
Season
course, a
10.
lot of people listening are fans of the old sports radio show in town, the old longest running sports radio show until we came around. Boers and Bernstein, of course, where they always played that drop when somebody had their first crap. Good luck with your first crap. You told me where that was from.
Yeah. That's Sipowicz, of course.
Little
I'm
NYPD Blue.
on the final season of NYPD Blue right now, and this is going to be probably my 13th run through of the entire series. Nick
Nick's
Hoffman,
there.
he was in the hospital himself. He came out of it.
He did the old Brock Lesnar surgery there. Congratulations. I hope things are going well for you there, Nick.
But he's a blue guy. He gets it.
I know.
It's the greatest television show ever. And don't lay that wire shit on me. I tried it.
I have tried the first episode of that 3 times. I'm gonna get into it.
Well,
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy it. And I'll tell you this: NYPD Blue. I will watch that. I don't know if it's gonna top Hunter in my book or the
Hunter.
Hunter, yeah. Or
Hunter is a show that was designed to get your mom's panties wet. That was the purpose of Hunter.
What?
Yeah, that show was designed for housewives, to oogle over some dude. It wasn't a cop show.
Oh.
What's up, Sean?
I don't know. I was like 10 when I watched that,
Yeah, exactly. You didn't know what was going on. MacGyver was the same thing. It was a show for ladies to watch that, the kids were kind of into it because, there were contraptions, but they were just watching for Richard Dean Anderson. Sean checking in.
I see. Hello, everybody watching on Twitch. Those of you listening, and those of you listening later on the podcast, perhaps on the go hit us up over there on the Spotify app. Rate us, all that stuff. And if you can, give us a follow on Twitch. We need some more followers there. I'm not going to beg, but we need some more.
Magnum PI, another show for the ladies. Absolutely. It's all about that stash.
So
what
you're telling me is a lot of cop shows are for the ladies.
Yeah, but then you got shows, you got Columbo, the guy had a glass eye. I mean, he was no looker. Literally and figuratively. But
are you going to talk shit about Columbo?
No, I'm saying he was a good shot. That was a good cop show. One more thing, Clark.
Okay.
That's what he was, a good cop show. Law and Order. That's a good cop show. There's good cop shows, there's bad cop shows, and then there's cop shows for the ladies.
I mean, could a cop show for the ladies be good? Maybe not. It's not made for you because it's made for the ladies, right?
I appreciate it, Al. Thank you. That was very kind.
I didn't say that.
You're welcome.
Clark. That was
Sean's
being sarcastic.
Sean's mom was really into Magnum PI. My mom was into Hunter. I remember that. She liked Hunter, and your dad was into Hunter.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, I'm not going to speak ill of the departed.
What am I doing here? I don't know.
Hunter was a pro football player in real life. I forgot all about that. I think he played for the Falcons. I feel like the Falcons have produced more like Hollywood and wrestling stars than anybody. Oh, the Rams.
Was that guy's real first name Dick? Dick something?
Fred Dreyer?
Fred Dreyer. That was it. Dreyer.
Yeah, you just got to pay attention to the chat. FS Mikey's got us covered there.
He already said that? He played? I'll be damned. I had no idea. That's fantastic.
Oh boy, man! I almost lost in fantasy. I lost my ass on Sunday. I dropped like $400, and then I went to try to make some up last night, and I played a $50, 11-man game, and pays out the top 3 positions. And I was in 6th place, and I was in 6th place, and then I played 20 $3 teams. It was a 20 max at $3. This was just a team captain, 1 game only. So Bears versus the Vikings last night. And I looked And there was like 5 minutes left, and I lost like $90. So on top of the $400, so I was looking at like a $500 week, and I was pretty bummed about it. Plus, I have COVID, so I'm losing money because I'm not going to work. I'm losing money because I'm not getting tips. I'm getting screwed by this whole thing. This is a big lump of coal.
Sure.
This is a turd in a bowl of holiday punch. So the last play of the game, this Justin Fields, who by the way was my team captain, and team captains, you pick 6 players, he gets 1.5 times points. So the last play of the game, they have that touchdown, and I went from 6th place to 3rd place. I ended up pulling in about $100 on the day. So
Okay.
took a $400 a week loss down to a $300 a week loss.
Hey,
you're
moving the needle back in the right direction. Like, good. Congrats. That's better than the opposite there. So
Nick Hoffman wants to know how Sipowicz pulled so much hot ass. Clearly, his charming personality. I'm on the season now. He just went to Disneyland with Charlotte Ross, and all the cops in the department are giving him the thumbs up, and he's getting agitated that they're giving him thumbs up. So,
yep. Al Sornex from the Twitch wants to know. He did say, forgive me for what I'm about to say, but he wants to know this, and I want your opinion on this. If you were to kill a snobby rich guy, how would you do it? This is all hypothetical. Like, we're not here to teach anybody about going out and killing people. This is all hypothetical.
Well, you got to go to like 1970s, CIA style trickery, and what you do is you take a little acid and you put it on the door handle of the rich person's vehicle, and but the problem was you're risking other people's lives in the process. Preferably if they're in California and they go through windy roads, and when they touch the door handle, the acid will go in through the fingertips and it'll absorb in the skin. So they'll be driving along in their rich vehicles doing like 90 miles an hour, and they'll start freaking out, and this could cause a fatal wreck. So I believe G. Gordon Liddy once gave that story.
I'm just going to write this down over here. If I ever get on Al's real bad side, to always go in through the passenger side.
Yeah, the other technique is the slow death, and again, there's some high stakes risk. Is you put a poison pill in with the Tylenol in the medicine cabinet. But if there's kids in the house and stuff, obviously this isn't the way to go, and it takes a little more time to develop because the person has to get sick. So
Well, Two-Tone Chi-Town says he'd take all his money and make him watch. He'd be dead on the inside for the rest of his life. There you go. I think I'd go with the Walter White. A little, what's that, ricin?
A little ricin goes a long way, as they like to say.
Hey, just put it in the sugar packet. That'll do it.
I've never murdered anybody. I can't murder anybody. Murder's not within me. I would feel too guilty about it. I feel bad when I kill ants. I seriously, like, I have a little, I have a holy day for them before I spray the poison. I give them a little picnic. I usually make rice pudding. And Rice Krispie treats. I leave those out and I eat them, and then I'll poison them the next day. But I feel really guilty about it. So, as a matter of fact, one time I knocked a fly out, and it was a big fat fly, and I hit it with paper, and I knocked it out, and I threw it in the garbage can. And I'm like, well, when I throw it out, I'll throw it out in the garbage. If it escapes, it escapes. And the next day, it turns out it was fat because it was pregnant, and there were a bunch of maggots in my garbage can. And then I had like 40 flies flying around, and it was a disaster. So from this day forward, I have the cat murder the flies. That's why I got the cat. Rygar's in charge of fly murder.
Yep.
I did watch a documentary on the guy with the I had COVID. I've been watching a lot of shit. And I watched the documentary on the guy with the split personalities, who may have had split personalities, may have not had split personalities. It's like a 4-part documentary on Netflix. And he murders a couple
people. Like, he pretended to have the split personality. Is that what it is?
Well, it was like during the 70s and 80s where, like, people weren't as keen, or there wasn't as much thought put into like mental health and psychology, and they did like brain scans, and it seemed like he legitimately did have a split personality. So they brought it to court, and I think they end up winning the court case. So he goes into like a mental institution as opposed to prison because he was like a serial rapist. He like raped, like he terrorized like Cleveland for like a summer or somewhere, and yeah, it was a whole thing.
Wow. Yeah. All right. I'm trying to get started on that show. The murder at out at the state park here, and just outside of what the hell is that called? What's that state park over by LaSalle, Al? What's that state park?
The one everyone goes to, the Slippery Rocks or the Golden Rocks.
The Starved Rock. Murder.
Starved Rock. That's it. The Hungry Rock.
Trying to get started on that. It's the local story there, and I saw a lot of the first episode.
Do you want to get high?
It's the guy making the documentary is the son of the DA that was prosecuting the whole fucking thing. So it's pretty interesting. And this murders took place back in the 70s.
I prefer, as opposed to murder rock, more classic rock, more of like a AC/DC kind of guy, you know?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Soft. I'm actually very much, I hate to admit this, but I'm a soft rock guy. Like you give me Paul Simon over, like AC/DC. I'll take Paul Simon all day. Really, Graceland is one of the greatest albums of all time. So, anyways, yeah, the Bears game, man. So I watched that for gambling purposes. Yacht Rock is all right. I've been to a couple Jimmy Buffett concerts. I may even have had a birthday party at one where I did some acid, coincidentally. And we had a hamburger making contest. I don't think you came, Clark. I think you were invited, but you show like usual.
Where was this at?
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah,
the parking lot.
I wasn't able to go to that Buffett concert. I've been to about 3 in my life, and I don't remember any of them.
Well, we had plenty of margaritas. We had a little bit of acid, and there was some puff. There was a little weed involved. It was good times. A lot of old 40 guys with like hot chicks, like Sipowicz. It all comes back to Sipowicz. This is a Sipowicz show.
Wow, the whole show is going to be dedicated to Sipowicz. Al, before we get into the Bears, seriously, like you've been feeling all right? Like it's been a week now. Last week, a week ago tonight, you weren't feeling so hot. The next day, you took that rapid test. Boom, positive.
Well,
the same or worse than the last time you had it? About a year ago?
I would say it's about the same, but it was a little like it was about the same. So I listened back to the show last week, and I was clearly sick. Again, you should have really, canceled. You should have said something. You should have been like, "Al, you don't sound good." You should have been looking out for me, buddy.
I was wiped out. I couldn't pay attention to know for sure that you were over there rocking COVID. I knew you were coughing. I knew it wasn't well, but you weren't there. Like you weren't even there. You said,
"Oh, that's true." Yes.
What was that?
Altimo Dragon was there.
Altimo Dragon was here. If you watched last week's shows, guys, go watch the playback of it. You'll see that Altimo Dragon was there, and he actually had a pretty good cough. So I thought maybe he was filtering that from you, bringing it out. And I do apologize, but
Charlotte J thinks I had syphilis, which is, this didn't happen the last time, but I went to the doctor. I pulled off the mask when I got home. I had cold sores here, and here. I had 4 fucking cold sores on my face. Anyways, I go to the doctor on. I go to work on.
You took a rapid and a PCR, and the PCR came back positive too, right?
Yeah, I took the rapid. It came back positive, so I immediately I took it at work. I was on my way into work. I bought the test. I took it at work. I'm like, hey, I just tested. I got to get out of here. So I get out of there, and then I go home, and they're like, well, maybe you should also take, the saliva test. I go in the doctor the next day to take the slower test, the 2-day test, which takes the saliva. And as I'm there, they start looking at my oxygen levels, and they're really low. They're like, you're at a point where you really probably should go to the hospital. But
below 90 is like you got to get your ass up.
Right. I was at 90.
Oof.
So I was right there. So she's like, well, we're going to try something. We'll give you a steroid shot. So she shot me up like I was Jim Hellwig in the 1980s. She shot me up full of steroids. I became the Ultimate Warrior, and I started shaking ropes and whatever. And, I started green ooze started coming from my forehead. And they gave me another test, and I got up to like a 96. So they let me go home. and my oxygen's been pretty good since then. And
Well,
I'm feeling better. Although yesterday and today I've been feeling a little sick. So
have I been checking up on you too much or just the right amount of times? Like, I didn't want to badger you or anything.
well, I'm definitely getting a lot less sympathy than I did the first time. The
Oh.
first time I had COVID, it was still new and fresh, and people were a lot more. People were bringing me dinner. I was getting soup. People Grubhub food to me. Like, it was wonderful. It was good. Here, I'm out on my own, man. You brought me the oxygenizer finger thingy because I couldn't find mine.
Here's the thing. You were like, yeah, you said, you told me that you were at the clinic there where they had tested. Oh, nice. There you are, 98.
98. We're good.
Pulling a 98, buddy. That's good. I mean, we're supposed to be at 100. You said my oxygen is low. Give me the steroid shot. Going to retest before sending me home. And I said, well, I'm glad they have something for me. You replied, if it doesn't work, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Me here thinking you're saying I'm fucking dead. This thing's killing me if this steroid doesn't work. And I'm like,
well, if I'm going to the hospital and they're putting tubes in me, it's over. I think if you go to the hospital, you're dead.
And then I come back like, hey, what about antibodies and all that shit? And you're like one step at a time. Like, I literally thought you were like, I'm fucking dead. And
well, that's what I'm thinking, but I don't need you panicking.
But the hospitals, like, it can be. A lot of people go without getting a ventilator. Like, are you just expecting you walk in the door, they're like, fucking vent right now?
Yes, if the oxygen is low, that's what I'm worried. I'm not going to that damn hospital.
A little bit too much. They're gonna
I have discovered.
Maybe we can get the molecule antibodies. Maybe we can make some phone calls to some, try
no.
I was ready to fucking do anything I could. I didn't know I couldn't do anything, probably.
The older I get, the more I realize that with the medical world, it's all about trying to get out of small rooms. Because what they do when you go to the doctor, they put you in a tiny room. Then they send you in another small room. The doctor looks at you and goes, oh, you know what? You need an x-ray. Go to this place. They make you wait. They put you in even a smaller room. Then if the x-rays get bad, they put you in a small room with a bed and some other guy who's hacking up a lung. And then you got to sit there and watch TV. It's all about getting out of those small rooms and getting back to your own room at your home. You got to get to your own home.
You got to get home.
You got to get to your room, not somebody else's room. Well, so that's what I wanted. I wanted to out of the room.
You told me they wanted you to get to 95 to send you home.
Correct, yeah.
But you got to 94, and your exact words were released on good behavior, but I really got to monitor my oxygen.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got home to grab the pulse oximeter. You got home to order that off of Amazon, and, of course, they're fucking backed up because that's how it is.
Yeah, delayed. What a scam.
When you told me when you got that, like the main issue there was you just weren't sure how your breathing was until you could see it. And I totally understand that. I remember that with Vera. Like, we were like, I think she's breathing better, but you don't know for sure.
Well, yeah, that night I thought I was fine. And then the night, like, I couldn't sleep because I felt like I was having a hard time breathing. And then I was worried because they call it a happy asphyxiation. You don't realize you're like being suffocated to death, and you're like, everything's fine, and the next thing you know, you're dead.
Well, of course, that's going to keep you awake. Like,
yeah, I know. Yeah. Bad.
Guy, Al, I hate to interrupt, but we have found our biggest fan. Sornex over on the Twitch says that they've been here since last stream.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
Right there. I believe him. All you have to do is tell us, and I believe there's no test for that. Wow, they hung out in the Twitch chat. That's a hell of
That's great. Yeah, it's a fun place. It's twitching going on and partying nonstop. Yeah, I mean the shit that goes on when this channel goes dark is crazy.
So
it's like
you
dark web.
You're currently positive. Have you taken a test recently to check to try to test back into society here? Or?
No. I still have symptoms, so yeah. I'm not.
They seem a little better. Your breathing looks good.
Yeah, my breathing for a 300+ pound man, my breathing is all right.
Oh, this is important. I've been hearing that the sense of taste thing isn't really a thing that often anymore. How about you?
No. Had no problems with the smell. I have a scented candle going right now. It's a clementine evergreen.
Oh, and you smell it?
Delightful. Absolutely delightful.
Test is good. That's great. I didn't know we were doing a show until like very recently, but I was going to bring your gift over and drop it off. Instead, here shortly, I'll give you a little bit of notice. I'm going to run and grab it, and I will present it to you on the show. Your Christmas gift.
Oh, beautiful! I can't wait.
The last time you had COVID, I remember you told me the smell test was always a big thing. You always, if you smelled like Pine Sol.
Is it that Waylon Jennings hat? Because if it's anything short of that Waylon Jennings hat, I'm going to be disappointed.
What Waylon Jennings hat?
Last week, in the midst of sickness, I said I want the Waylon Jennings hat. If you go to the Waylon Jennings website, they sell the Waylon Jennings hat made by Stetson. It's a hell of a hat.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's not a Waylon Jennings hat. I think you're going to like it and also be somewhat pissed about it.
He's got emotional problems, man.
You mean beyond pacifism?
He's fragile. He's very fragile.
You can join in on the call and wish Al well with his
I did
COVID.
not know
Hell,
that.
everybody's getting COVID. It's all over the place right now, of course.
I'm finally in the Cool Kids Club.
I've got a Bulls ticket for a week from Wednesday, Bulls Hawks, and I'm really hoping that they just make that decision for me so I can get my refund at this point.
Thanks, Wilson.
That's about where I'm at. So
Yeah, why did you get Bulls tickets?
Because the Bulls are pretty fun. Like I'd love to see a Bulls game. We'll see.
See, I told you, you guys who are you're all so worried about the COVID are the ones going to the Bulls game.
No, but
There's no sitting you guys home. All you do, you sit on that internet and you bitch and moan about everybody else's behavior with COVID, and then you guys go out and you go to these Bulls games, you go to these Hawk games. Did you go to a Bears game a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, outside, buddy.
Haven't you been at basically?
If the Bulls were playing outside, I'd go to it right now, and I would fucking have beers and not care.
Haven't you been to like every wrestling event?
Al, I want to bring this chair with me. Can you make that out? The lighting's terrible.
No, it just looks like blue.
It's like a tent. It's a clear tent that goes around your chair.
Oh,
and that's
I
what
see.
I want to sit in at the Bulls game. I'm bringing that with me. That way, if anybody sneezes on me, they're sneezing onto that. It's like a sneeze guard. That's what I'm going for. Man, Christmases are maybe not happening. Had 2 bigger Christmases canceled already. We'll see. As long as Santa Claus could still come. That's what. Let me tell you this. I've been telling my wife for a while that our hiding spot for presents. This morning, guess what Hazel saw?
Her presents.
Luckily, it was only a present from her sister. It's not ruining the Santa thing.
Let me tell you this.
We're just gonna tell her, hey, you found your sister's present. No big deal.
Yeah, my mother could not keep a present from me. One year I really wanted, there was a game called Maniac Mansion, and I wanted it so bad. And I knew my mom got it for me. And we were on, see, here's the scam. The worst part about being a kid. They give you Christmas break leading into Christmas. So you have all this time off and you just want to play with your games, but you got to wait till Christmas to get your games. So I found the game. And I had this old Nintendo game called Rambo. It was terrible. So based on the movie. And I took the game Rambo and I found a razor and I sliced into the game. I opened it up and I pulled out Maniac Mansion. I put Rambo in. I sealed it. And then I ended up getting Christmas Day. I opened it and I'm like, oh, great. It's Maniac Mansion. Meanwhile, I already had like a 10-hour save in my in the Nintendo already. Great game, by the way. Very underrated.
Well, the kids all have the whole week after Christmas off into New Year's this year.
But 2 weeks. You need the 2 weeks to really get to dig into a game in the 80s, early 90s. I would say that.
They're not going to let this go. They're hoping that we got Hazel ice cream for Christmas.
Yeah, justice for Hazel. We know. Did you get her quality ice cream? Next time I see that kid, I'm bringing it some Haagen-Dazs. Haagen-Dazs for Hazel.
Can I maybe wait for another 60-degree day at least before we get her some ice cream?
Ice cream in the cold is, you have heat inside, right? You're not, these kids, I don't need to call Child Protective Services. Do I? The kids got heat, right?
No. Yeah. We've got heat. We're good to go. We made ugly Christmas sweater cookies this week. I would share them with you, but we probably shouldn't. As much as we tried to keep fingers from going in the kid's mouth and back on, as much as we tried to not sneeze on the cookies, well, the girls are eating the cookies. Let's just say that. Yeah, they are.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah, ice cream is year round. I mean, Coach Ryan, the guy's a coach. Okay, his name is Coach Ryan. He knows what he's talking about. Year round ice cream.
Oh, speaking of coaches, now would be a good time to talk about your Chicago Bears, Al.
Yeah, they're the Terribles, the Terror Bears. I mean, they're just Justin Fields does not look good, and he's making a lot of dumb mistakes that you think could be coached up, but then you get to the coach problem, and you have this horrible coach who's absolutely just like one of the worst things since COVID, and he still has a job. I mean, it's insane. This guy is collecting checks while I sit at home in isolation going broke. That is an injustice in the world.
Amen. On Fields, when you see him turning a 7-yard loss into a 17-yard loss, trying to hold on to the ball, it's frustrating as hell. When you see him run with the ball and it gets knocked out of his damn hand, that is frustrating as hell. He's a first-year player, man. Like,
he is,
first-year
exactly.
Coach, quarterback. Your Patrick Mahomes sat there for a whole year. I've been saying the hell with that. Let's play him. Let's see what happens. Lamar Jackson, I think, played in his first year. Herbert played in his first year, right? Like, those guys succeeded there. Not everybody can. Aaron Rodgers
punctured a lung.
for how long? What's that?
Somebody punctured a lung to get him in. That's how you do
Bridgewater, was it Taylor? Tyrod Taylor, right? Was that who was there at the time?
Right.
I still don't think it's over, but man, there were a few times last night where it's just I'm still not sure if Justin Fields is the answer, but it's the best thing going right now that we've had in a long time in that position.
Well, I don't think you could say whether he's an answer or not an answer at this point.
Right. I think you're right, but watching the game live, there are moments where that's
my takeaway is the mistakes that he makes and the problems that he's facing are things that can be coached away. They're things that can be fixed. His fundamentals need some work, but the skill is still there, and it's just getting his mind and his body and his skill level all into some kind of harmony.
Well, and I think
we need a good hippie coach to really zen the dude.
Well, and maybe he is so used in his football mind, his instincts are to run back like that because it's always worked. And now with faster, more strong athletes, that kind of shit isn't working as it did. So he's just got to learn how to do it a little bit different. And that's going to come with time. The coaching isn't doing him any favors. Al, have you taken a look at the box score at all?
I have not, no.
Kirk Cousins, 12 for 24 for 87 yards.
Yeah.
You want to know what Justin Fields was?
What?
22 for 39 for 285 yards.
Man, I almost got that if he got that 300-yard bonus, I might have been cashing in a couple $100. Son of a bitch.
It was so close. It was so close. I mean, they just had it up and down the field. What did I see? They were on their side of the field with the ball 8 times and pretty much only 3 points. Sure, you can give them 9 because they scored that last one.
There was a guy in football. You may remember him in the 90s. His name was John Madden. He even made some video games.
Oh.
This guy would tell you, if you get in the red zone and you can't score, you're not going to win football games. And that's where we're at. We're down to John Madden logic right now, the simplest of the simple. You got to score points. You got to be able to finish drives. You got to be able to accomplish something,
Right. Right. You got to get there. And the Vikings certainly gave them many opportunities to win that game.
That they did.
Do you think that Matt Nagy was out there putting on a bit of a show, grandstanding with the referees a little bit?
No, I just think he's an idiot. I think he's dumb. I think he's a dumb, horrible man who, I arranged a couple weeks ago to get a bunch of kids to chant "Fire Nagy" at his kid's school game, and I've been working on trying to get the choir to sing it at his Christmas mass coming up, but I'm running into some problems with morals, and
I would think, yeah.
But this is where we are. This is how drastic things are. The man should be fired. And if I can't get through to Nagy, because he's not going to resign, I probably should start going after the McCaskies. I think they go to Maryville. I think they go to church over by the Maryville Academy. At least they did when I was a kid. So, I'm thinking about maybe getting the Christmas choir to sing "Fire Nagy," something like that. And
I thought he might actually get tossed last night. I thought that was going to be a possibility at some point. When have you seen an NFL coach tossed from a game?
Fire Nagy for the holidays. Fire Nagy, make Christmas a happy day.
I don't think I've ever heard a coach tossed. I can't remember. Maybe Wayne Fonts. That guy had a temper. They should have contained him. But I don't remember a football coach being tossed.
Fuck Wayne Fonts. Not good. Well, good Bears talk. Did you at all want to discuss? We got to go back to the asterisk. If there's ever been a case for it, there's been more of a case for it yet again this week. The last 2 weeks, I've scored 8 points again. Since you've been
Nobody
back,
cares. Nobody, literally,
yes,
nobody listening cares right now.
Check out the chat now. People are going to be saying justice for Clark.
People care more about your kids getting ice cream than your damn ass trick. Okay, yeah, enough already. Being an adult,
that's a bullshit thing right there. Kids are, of course, gonna get that. You know it. But let's just take a look at this week's score. You did really well, Al. You put points on the board again in our 8-team game, but it just wasn't quite enough, Al. And I scored 5 again. So I think it's pretty safe to say that I am going to win by more. I'm going to win the entire league. I've won 7 out of 13 weeks, Al.
Oh, for God's sake!
Win. I'm not boasting here. I'm just.
Are you still talking about this?
No, I'm just stating the facts. And I am all for removing
annoying people
because you were suspended for 4. You were suspended for 4 months, like suspended. It's not like you had to take time off because you were ill. It's not like you had to take time off to attend, a retreat. It was you took the time off because you were suspended for some shenanigans, and which I don't exactly agree with your suspension. I'll be honest, but I'm just saying if we're going to look at it like that, then I think the asterisk needs to go because I'm definitely going to win by more than it would have taken 20 points. If it's more than a 20-point win, the asterisk goes.
Yeah, I'm just not going to play this week. I mean, yeah. Okay, you won. I gave you a nice speech. I told you how proud I was of you. Even though you guys don't listen to me on the whole mass tournament entry thing, which bugs the shit out of me.
I try to.
No, you really don't. Let's look at your $10 loss on the Millie Maker this week. Let's see. You put together a team that had so much chalk, your team was duplicated.
Hang on.
Like it's not that hard.
I gotta find it. Sorry.
Yeah, Kyle Murray. Yeah, Kyle Murray, Joe Mixon, James Robinson, massive chalk, 52% in the field.
Are you going to pull it up or no?
Yeah, okay, I can. Let me see how to share
Yeah.
screen here.
I don't know. It's there.
Setting. Let me make sure I don't have any porn up. Okay.
Oh
Play
man,
local.
I'm gonna have to agree with Charlotte J here. Didn't quite take Al as a quitter.
I'm no damn quitter.
Fucking play. He's not a quitter. He's gonna play. But he's right. Like I don't get the big tournament games right. I did come out about $50 ahead on the week with about 150 in. So my return on investment is not good. I need to do better. Al, what I've gotten better at is playing a lot of the cash games. And I cashed in 9 out of my 12. So I came out ahead, right? In my cash games. I did play in smaller tournaments. You've encouraged me to do that. If I'm not going to enter mass amounts of games, I have been playing my 2 or 3 entries in smaller tournaments with only like 5,000 people, single entry and things like that. And I have been faring better in those. I've been faring better.
Share your screen. I got you pulled up here.
Oh yeah, there you go. Hang on, there you go.
So you had a decent stack in Kyle Murray and AJ Green, and then you ran it back with Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was a fantastic play on the week all around. But you have 2 players with over 30% ownership, and you cannot do that and win. Like that is just an absolute poison pill. You have James Robinson
I fucked
at
up by playing James Robinson. I have no idea why. The St. Brown play was phenomenal.
Okay, the James that's not the St. Brown play is exactly what you need. An 8% owned player who goes off for 23 points at 5,200. That's a fantastic play.
Who else
I was there
Parker?
too. Parker was the highest owned wide receiver on the slate. James Robinson was the highest owned running back on the slate. You're not going to win a tournament.
I played them in cash games, of course, because that's what you do. But for some reason, I put them on my tournament team. I wasn't thinking. I made a mistake. You're right. I'm so sorry.
Like these are simple fades. Like simple. You know, you look at the guy. By the way, the guy who won the Millie Maker this week was an established the run guy. He's part of the team that I'm on. You know, the team I play with, and you know, his team was perfectly correlated. It wasn't crazy. Every player he had, I had in my player pool. I actually should have had a really good week, but I ended up fading Huntley at the last second because I was worried about him not or Lamar Jackson playing. Like that actually was a concern to me, and it shouldn't have been. I should have stood by my convictions and played more Huntley, and I would have had a chance at the Millie Maker this week. Instead, I lost my ass, and with the exact same player pool that won. I don't know how similar our player pool was, but why can't I sort by winnings? I hate when this shit does this.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, you look at the Millie Maker, which is what I'm trying to find here. I mean, he had a really good correlated team. Wasn't anything crazy, but it got the job done. There we go. All right, here we go. Yes, pull up his team. What is this? Oh, it's being a pain in the ass. But I know he stacked Huntley. He had a nice Huntley stack. I think he double stacked too. Oh my god. Let's just do that by WPU. The guy he's a ginseng farmer from California, Clark.
Okay. A ginseng farmer. What's a ginseng farmer? What's ginseng?
Somebody who farms ginseng.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing. You know, you get a ginseng tea, a ginseng. It's a root.
Hey, in year-long leagues, is tonight? Do I need to make my what do you call it? Free agent picks tonight?
I don't know.
now that there's Tuesday night football?
I have no idea, bud.
All right. Well, thanks. Yep. The update is it's 10-3 Washington over the Eagles, and the Rams are up 3-0. Both games are in the second quarter, nearing the end of the second quarter.
It looks like you're going to lose out in my year-long league. I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah. Is that down to just 1 week of playoffs?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go well. My other two, I'm doing okay, but I've got Travis Kelce, and he just hit the COVID list. That could hurt me. However, I did pick up Antonio Brown right after it was announced he'll be back, and AJ Brown is coming back. So as long as I could pick up a tight end to fill in for Travis Kelce, I might be able to pull an upset. I'm in 6th place. 6 out of the 12 teams made the playoffs. I'll be playing the number 1 team next week. I made the upset, so we'll see.
I'm so upset. I had a best ball for $500,000 going, and it was in good shape, but it literally, like, nobody could get hurt. And Mike Evans was a big part of it. He gets hurt. My other wide receiver was like Moore, who ends up putting up like 5 points.
Oh yeah,
But I had Cooper Kupp. I had Jonathan Taylor, both on that team together, and it was smashing all year. And I thought I was screwed, but Mark Andrews was my tight end this week. He puts up like 20 points, 25 points. I was like, man, I have a chance. And then when Evans got hurt, my game was over, and it sucks because that was a that was a realistic shot at $500,000. Like it was coming on strong. So anyway,
okay. What else?
in a second now, I'm gonna have the Millie Maker.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, what are you posting there? You got like a
it's supposed to be a link. Jay was wondering who Fred Dreyer is because he's going to make a canvas of it. That's it.
Oh, the great Hunter, right? Is that Fred Dreyer?
Yep. Charlotte Jay wants to hire you to run his fantasy football league to help him out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like what's the cut there? Like who gets a cut? Does he just buy in? How does this work?
We'll talk business. No need to discuss publicly the business dealings.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
Guys, it's hard
generally
to enter a link in here while just kiss my ass. I'm giving it a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Live at the Sports Attic. We've been together since 2012. Today's show is live on 12/21/2021. And you can watch us on Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter. You can listen live on Blog Talk Radio, and you can catch us later wherever you get your podcast. Right now, we're looking to grab a few extra Spotify folks and a couple extra followers on Twitch. So thank you so much for doing that.
So right now I'm going through. I have every recording Eric, the actor, ever made on the Howard Stern show, and basically the gimmick with him was usually like he would negotiate. He would want to do. He was a big wrestling fan, so he'd like want to get backstage to a wrestling show, and he would want to like do it for Howard Stern for the Howard Stern show, but like he had no concept of the Howard Stern show. He was boring. Like he would be like, John Cena, I want to know what you think of wrestlers today. Where Howard Stern would be like, Eric, we want you to ask, what's the biggest crap John Cena's ever taken? Well, that's an inappropriate question. So I am enjoying listening. Everything is a negotiation, and I've been enjoying it. But Howard got him on a couple TV shows, so it's been fun.
Okay.
This is 2-game slate here.
Remember when we did a comedy show? Kind of
I do.
A cop comedy show, kind of a what do you call that? A parody a bit of
That's right. Yeah. Homicide.
Yep, that's right.
I believe that was the name of the show we were in. And the great who was the guy? Greg oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. It was on Strangers with Candy. Who am I talking about?
Our buddy Greg Holloman directed it for us.
Greg Holloman was the director. That's right. The great Greg Holloman.
That was awesome. It's so great.
The good
Greg
old days.
Holloman is fantastic. He creates some of the best, some of the most fun stuff. Guys, there's Hunter right there with his partner. For those of you watching on the streams, that was Hunter. This is from season 4.
Man, that lady looked straight out of the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I think it was 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Millie Maker team only had one player, 35% ownership, and that was in the stack. That was Devontae Adams. He went with he did a Baltimore stack. So he had Huntley stacked with Andrews. Mark Andrews went out for 38 DraftKings points. Huntley went out for 35. You run it back, so you have a straight-up run back with Devontae Adams. It only puts up 16 points, which could hurt you, but it ended up not because everything else kind of worked. Running back play was weak all around. Jeff Wilson, 22 points at 5K. Deontay Foreman, 18 points at 5,200. Cooks was a great play. I know you've been on Cooks a lot in your cash games. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
5,800 for 32 points. Christian Kirk goes off for 24 points. And he's stacked. There's also a mini stack within it because you have Kirk playing for Arizona. You have Detroit playing. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown playing for Detroit. So that's a stack within a stack. So you have a Detroit-Arizona stack mixed with the Green Bay-Baltimore stack. And then you get lucky with Cooks. Not really lucky. It was a pretty safe play. 18% of the field. He ate the chalk on that, but it was chalk worth eating. And, Huntley, that 2% is ridiculous. I had him up going into Sunday night. I was up to 15% on Huntley on the week. By the time kickoff rolled around, I put him at about 3%. So I was right there with the field as opposed to way blowing the field out of the water. And, it was just because I was afraid Lamar Jackson was going to play, and I didn't want to deal with it. And, that's one of the worst things you can do.
Yep. Archer, I'm trying to find things like you can over there on the Twitch stream. You can make polls and stuff. I'm trying to figure that out as I go. I'm learning every week. But do you have any idea how hard it is to both mod things while also?
It's hard to mod.
It is. Wait, why am I still on here? What are you doing? What is that? That's not crying. I'm trying to talk to a friend about things.
It's so hard.
Whoa. Either a child just fell very far or
Could be an earthquake.
Did you hear any of that?
No, I didn't. All right. You take my screen off the screen.
Well, yeah.
I stopped sharing. There we go. Thank you.
Hey, Siri, stop sharing.
Much better.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to join in on the call, Merry Christmas to all. Happy holidays to whatever you're celebrating. 760-454-8834 is the call. 760-454-8834 is the call. Those of you on the Twitch chat, we have now entered emote only chat. I don't know.
What do you think Virginia McCaskey should get for Christmas?
Oh,
that's the big question tonight.
I think a president of football operations.
All right.
President of football operations.
I was gonna guess vibrator, but that's a pretty good go.
Wow. Yeah, I would guess that's not what I would want to get for. That's not the first thing that comes in my mind when I'm thinking about.
Virginia.
Really? No, that's definitely not. So
That's weird. That was the first thing that came into my mind.
Yeah, fair.
Cocaine and Doritos. I like Charlotte J. That was my childhood, man. I would steal a $20 bill, and this is, the 80s. I would steal a $20 bill from my mom's purse. I would go down to the drugstore, which was funny because you couldn't buy drugs, but you could get Swedish Fish. And I would buy Mad Magazine, 2 wrestling magazines, a Cracked magazine, a bag of Doritos, a 2-liter of Coke, and I would just enjoy my weekend. Which is why I'm fat now, really. When you get right down to it, that explains a lot.
Oh, yeah. We had the Kirkland Quick Stop is where we would always go. The KQS, that's where you'd go. And that would explain my my fatness as well. Husky. I was husky. The Kirkland Quick Stop was also our video store. The one little room back there, that's where you'd go. Once in a while, you could find WrestleMania 3 or something like that.
We had a family video. They had a special section, with the adult movies you would sneak into once in a while.
Yeah.
It was
pre-internet,
you know.
ours, but in such a small town, like everybody knew everybody, and it was like if you asked for that, you were I don't know, it was small. 1,000 people in your hometown. It's a different place to grow up in, Al.
Oh, I'm sure.
Very different place.
I'm sure.
Oh, jeez. I forget to get off this thing.
Yeah. But me and Andrew, we would go and we would sneak into the porn section and we would look at all the boxes. Hey, it's Little Clark. How you been?
Ladies and gentlemen, Little Clark has joined the show. How do you get on the line, Little Clark?
That lets me on.
Oh, Jesus. Larcher, why are you letting him on? That's ridiculous. Little Clark, I just want to let you know that life is going pretty well. There's some crazy... What's that?
What are we getting for Christmas this year? I asked for a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, because it's super.
Well, there's a good chance that you're going to be in a pandemic for Christmas.
Oh, that sounds like a bummer.
And this year, you're likely to get a hat.
A stupid hat?
And something to do with baseball.
Oh, not spring training. Please tell me it's not spring training.
No. It's definitely there's not going to be a spring training this year. Not because of COVID. Not because of COVID, but because there's another strike, Little Clark. Remember the strike?
Oh, no!
The strike of 94?
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons, the Atlanta Braves were going to have a great season.
Well, Little Clark, let me tell you, coming up for you, buddy. Pretty soon, Sammy Sosa is going to legitimately get into a home run race with a guy named Mark McGwire. Sammy Sosa of the Cubs. It is going to be one of the most exciting years of baseball you've ever watched.
He's so scrawny, I don't believe it.
He's gonna grow. He's gonna work out a lot. He's gonna work out a lot.
Just like me.
All of his put in the work. That's right. Yeah. Just like you. Hey, good news, Little Clark. You're gonna be buff when you get older, buddy. Yeah, there you go. But Sammy Sosa's he and Mark McGwire are going to impress here in about
I'm gonna call myself Buck Lawrence. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Mark McGwire from the Oakland A's, the Bash Brothers. You know him, right?
Yeah, that guy lifts a lot.
Yes, he does.
Old Clark, give me one piece of advice for the little young Clark here.
Enjoy every moment, bud. Enjoy every moment. And move to Chicago and make your dreams come true.
Hey, Clark, how come I'm not on the screen?
Well, I thought that I'd make you smaller or keep you smaller. I was going to change it, but then you were doing the character voice. So I thought maybe it'd be a better illusion. It'd be a better illusion if that's what you're doing. Oh, and you probably want seat 1 too. You always give me
Thank you.
That. So yep,
that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep, fair. There we go. Is that better?
Well, I got to book my wrestling show tonight. That's good. That's my big to do.
Are you driving to South Bend?
No. My phony wrestling through the video game, the Total Extreme Wrestling. You know, if you want to share my screen again, I'll show you there, buddy.
Oh yeah.
But you see, you book the wrestling show.
It's kind of
you
hard.
set up the
hard to see it.
matches. Well, that's because you got really bad vision.
Can you do control?
Oh my God! Somebody else knows what 2 is.
Uh-oh.
The
There's
dude. Hell yeah.
there. Adam's a big fan.
You create matches. You book them. You know, you get Anchor the Giant. He's a big Indian fella. You know, you put him up against General Mayhem. You know, you book the match. You pick who wins, and then you see the ratings. But I'm so hardcore, man. I spend all night like drawing it out. I got like a whole board. I do my timings. You know, I show. I take it out of the game, and I do a whole damn. I have a whole booking strategy. You know, I spend hours playing with this crap. So,
wow, yeah, that's amazing. I'm in.
Also, just so you know, Clark, I'm returning
to
to fantasy. Huh?
Do you have to buy that?
Yeah, it's like a $30 game.
That's amazing.
You know, hours of fun. There's the real world mod. You know, you can get into the real stuff and book your own. You can book AEW or WWE or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
So
I'm in. I see that tomorrow night Sting and CM Punk are going to be on the same team in a match. There you go. Speaking of fan booking is what that feels like.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
So the playoffs are coming up. Things are getting interesting. You know, the Packers are doing what the Packers do, and that's like taking number 1 seeds and ruining my year-long bets and my hopes and dreams. You know, the Bills are falling apart a little bit. The Patriots are number 1 in the AFC East right now. 9 wins, 5 losses.
That was
Bill Belichick.
That was a hell of a win for Indianapolis.
Yeah, and now there's questions. Now there's questions that maybe teams have figured out. Maybe the Colts exposed the Patriots and how to beat the Patriots. Because, I mean, what a great story if the Patriots could come and win the Super Bowl this year. Do it without Tampa Bay, without Tom Brady. And then the year prior, Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl. Like, that's crazy. Or even more wild. Like, the greatest narrative in the history of sports would be if the 10-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers could keep soldiering forward and they make the Super Bowl against the 9-5 Patriots. Like, I mean, it's a realistic possibility right now, and that's exciting, man. Like, can you imagine that Super Bowl? Like, it's just crazy. And a lot of people hate both those teams, but those people they're joyless people. They're duds. They're anti-fun. They're anti-good narrative.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Good night, Coach Ryan. Getting a little too drunk. Dinner's falling a little behind. I understand. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Coach.
Night,
always
brother.
need a coach checking in. The official coach of the Larcher Lordson Show.
Yep. Thanks, Coach. Oh man.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited about that. A great running game and a solid defense late in the season is always a great thing. Right now, the Indianapolis Colts are 8-6. The Tennessee Titans, I have no idea, are 9-5. Are actually
That's unreal.
leading.
Everybody, AJ Brown hurt, Henry hurt. How the hell is that happening?
They're leading that division, but I got to think that's just a false.
If it ended today, they'd be in the 3rd spot. If it ended today,
I think within the next couple of weeks, the Indianapolis Colts will overtake them and win that division. It'd be crazy if they did.
I want to watch they're on the HBO show right now, and Did you know that this year that I just found this out a week or two ago that this year they're still going into the season. It used to end
Right. They're doing
as
in
soon as the
season.
regular season started. That is awesome. I want to watch this week that shows the week leading up to that, because near the end of the game, the Belichick's, the Patriots started doing exactly what Belichick would do. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it, but they
I
started
haven't.
doing. Yep, they had a nice little drive. It felt like, oh, they're going to come back and win this game after Indy's dominating it. But Jonathan Taylor's having a hell of a year.
Oh, JT.
He could be MVP if that award didn't go to quarterbacks all the time.
Yeah, 17 touchdowns on 270 carries, 1,518 yards. I think you have to look at him. You have to look at Cooper Kupp. I think this year is not going to be a quarterback that wins it. I mean, who's the quarterback who's making it? The New England guy, the rookie. People, they like giving it to rookies.
He's going to get offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, I think more rookie of the year. You're right. So who's the quarterback that's really dominating? Brady?
Yeah, I mean,
Matt Stafford, I think, is making a case.
Sure.
Chick.
Let's see. Eagles football team are 10-10 at the half. Same as Rams Seahawks. They're tied at 3-3.
Yeah, the Colts have the Cardinals, the Raiders, and the Jags coming up. So two tomato cans and one really tough team in the Cardinals. That's going to be a big test for them. That's coming up this week. It's probably the game of the week. It will be the Cards Colts. With Tennessee, who do they got coming up here? They got rounding out the season. They're going to play the 49ers, which should be a tough matchup. The Dolphins, who have been on a streak lately, and the Texans. So they got one tomato can out of two, and they really can still maintain that first place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to do it in the next 3 weeks, but wow, that'd be an interesting bet to see if the Colts can come and take that division away from them. Cincinnati, Baltimore, they're all tied up, 8-6. Pittsburgh, Cleveland at 7-6 and 7-6-1 because Pittsburgh has to have a tie. So anybody could. That division is still wide open. That's interesting. The New England Buffalo race is interesting. Miami not out of the conversation completely at 7-7. Of course, the Jets blow. They're 3-11. Eliminated. The Texans are gone. The Jags are gone. The Jets are gone. The Bears are gone. The Lions are gone. Everyone else still in play. Even the 5-8 Seattle. Of course, they need a win here coming, and I mean they're hopeless. But Carolina at 5-9, still technically in it. The 4-10 Giants are still technically not eliminated, but are. Dallas full control of their division. One more win should give them the title, and they're going to get it. So, and then of course Green Bay 11-3. They got their playoff spot.
Wow. Yeah.
Clark,
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I'm gonna be back in a moment.
All right. Well, the way I see it, if the playoffs end today, Green Bay sitting in that number 1 seed, and of course, they're the only team getting the bye this year. They did the same thing last year. Dallas is there in the 2 seed. They'd be playing Minnesota in the 7 seed. You saw that amazing Minnesota team. Wow. How good did the Bears look last night on the defense? Akeem Hicks, who told Mark Grody last night that he's going to go out playing this game in style for his last time as a Chicago Bear. Like this is it. Akeem Hicks is going to be gone, and we are going to miss that quite a bit. There's no doubt about it. He is such a beast in there. He is such a beast that gets it done. Robert Quinn, of course, can't say enough about the year that he's had on defense. But the way that they were able to hold Dalvin Cook, I mean, hell, I was expecting to get 20 points out of him in my playoff game last night in Yahoo Fantasy. I ended up with just 10 points from him. That's because the Chicago Bears got it done. How about those guys in the defensive backfield for the Chicago Bears. Actually not too shabby. Justin Jefferson held down to way below his average and way less than he was expected to get when it came to receiving yards. 47 yards. He had just 4 catches on 10 targets. 4 catches on 10 targets for 47 yards. KJ Osborne, he had 3 catches for 21 yards, caught all 3 of his targets there, but they did just fine. Over on the Bears side, when it comes to the receiving, if you want to go down that list, I'm feeling a little bit like less here on my own. But Cole Kmet, 9 targets with 6 receptions for 71 yards. Darnell Mooney with 7 targets, 5 receptions for 63 yards. Bird had some catches there. And then, of course, Jesper Horsted got into the end zone there for the end. If you were betting on Jesper Horsted to have an anytime touchdown, man, were you thanking your lucky stars on that last second play last night. Well done. And the guy with the great name playing in his first NFL game last night, who had the offensive offsides penalty, have never seen it, but sorry, Daz Newsome, you've got it. You played football your whole life. You got to line up, especially on offense, behind the line of scrimmage. Shouldn't have gotten that penalty. Daz Newsome had 1 target for 0 catches. And there's some of the stats from last night. Al, I was talking about Akeem Hicks. I was talking about that secondary of the Chicago Bears. And how they held Justin Jefferson 4 catches on 10 targets for 47 yards. KJ Osborne was 3 catches for 21 yards.
Yeah, they definitely had. They showed some promise. Those guys, those kids stepping in, tough situation, going up against an elite passing attack and succeeding. The pass rush definitely helped them out. Yeah, it was good, man. There were some promising things coming out of that game.
What does it tell you about the Chicago Bears' ability to see talent when these guys and sure it's one game, but these guys making their first starts and like getting their first chance to really step up here, getting the job done in the secondary. Like that secondary, I was expecting them to get torched.
Yeah, I was too.
Torched. They did great. The defense was great. The offense had the numbers, just couldn't get the damn thing done.
No.
Uh-oh. Somebody heard Rygar in the back. Is Rygar okay? We got to check on that. Jay wants to know if somebody's killing him.
She's very vocal today. She's been bitching and moaning all day. I don't know what's up with her.
Has she been concerned about Al, or is she still a cat and just concerned about herself?
Well, a little bit of both. I mean, she wants to play.
Like, hey, buddy, you feeling all right? Do you think Rygar got COVID?
That was definitely a concern. She has sneezed a couple times over this whole COVID thing. So I have been a little worried about that.
That's crazy. Every sneeze, you're probably like, hey, I didn't give you fucking COVID, did I? Jesus.
Yeah. It's not fun. No.
Wow. Huh.
Put a little hot wax on the nipples, Clark. It's good healing.
Wilson's he's partying out there in Vegas, I believe, as we speak.
This Wilson, man, this cat gets around.
And everywhere. He's at the slots every night during our show. Do you live outside of the casino? Just wondering. But he's like, this is entirely on Nagy and the coaches. They see them every day. The dude says that they did their version of bend but don't break. This just in, we're gonna have the dude as a guest on our show at some point in the upcoming future, Al.
Really?
Yeah, we are.
I'm excited.
I want to talk a little bit of D3 football with him. He used to broadcast some serious, like, awesome D3 football.
That's
Wisconsin,
awesome.
Was it Whitewater? Yeah, who were perennial champions for a long time in D3. And I want to get him on to discuss that. My dad, for some reason, was a huge D3 fan. He used to have a Whitewater shirt. I think he also had a Mount Union shirt, though, too. So, I mean, he just enjoyed the game. But I'd be in on talking about all of it. Absolutely. It's been so long since I've been to Vegas. I made a couple of trips with my wife there. Before that, I did a lot of poker playing early on. I remember taking a red eye, getting in at about 1 a.m. Maybe that's not a red eye. Taking a late night flight, getting in at 1 a.m. and not having a hotel room and just going and sitting at the tables until about 9:30, 10 a.m. and trying to get an early check-in and then going to sleep. Did that a couple of times in Vegas. That's been a decade now. I'm not a Vegas guy anymore, Al.
I hate Vegas. I've never liked Vegas.
Even like the off-strip Vegas. Go sit
no.
slots out there.
Okay. Send me to Nashville. Send me to Tokyo. Send me to Austin, Texas. Send me to frickin' Atlantic City. But Vegas, I want no part of it. Never liked Vegas. My grandma moved out there with her Italian boyfriend, and my grandma used to send me $100 for my birthday, for any holiday, Easter, Christmas, any reason. There'd be a card in the mail with a $100 bill in it. And this is like in the 90s, when $100 went a long way. And as soon as she started dating this Italian fella and moved out to Vegas, she started sending me $2 bills. They're they're collectible.
And not 50 of them. So,
no.
Yeah, no. Wilson said that every week when he's there, the kid's at his cooking class, and he's at a restaurant normally when he's not in Vegas. That's I want to know what you're eating. What are you ordering a steak at the restaurant while you're doing that? Or you just,
is it like a
beverage? Cause you gotta have a beverage. Any place with slot machines have to have, I've heard this. You have to have both food and you have to have, you have to serve food. I know.
Is it a diner or is it?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Like the wings or?
Al, you ever been up to on Northwest Highway? I think it is. It's kind of close to the driver's license facility. Ellie's Pancake House.
Who?
Ellie's Pancake House.
I don't do pancake houses.
I think
I don't do pancake houses.
They had a great egg meal.
I know, but
why not a pan? What the? Are you shitting me?
I don't like pancakes.
Pancakes.
And if you're gonna name a place a pancake house, I want no part of a house of pancakes. I don't like the International House of Pancakes. I don't like the National House of Pancakes. I like nothing to do with pancakes. No flapjacks. No silver dollars. I want none of that doughy bullshit in the morning.
I didn't have pancakes when I was there.
Doesn't matter.
I was a ham and egger, or a ham and sausage.
Yeah, that's a good breakfast.
Sausage. A sausage and egger. There, that's what I was looking for.
Ooh, fajitas. I've been craving fajitas.
You're not. Let's do the Manhattans next week, huh?
All right, next week I will do some Manhattans.
I did have a nice bourbon tonight, but let's do that next week. And let's try to get lunch, assuming that I haven't caught the COVID by that point. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, it's fine. We do a nice lunch.
I was going to suggest Ellie's Pancake House, but why don't you take me to one of your favorite diners?
All right, maybe a restaurant. I think I like my coffee house. They make a nice, it's a Mexican coffee house, so you get a nice carnita breakfast. Yeah, hey man, listen. I'm sorry you had to listen to this pancake slander, but the truth needs to be said. Pancakes are overrated. They're bad.
They are not overrated.
Yeah, eat a donut. You want a pancake, eat a donut. A donut is 10 times. Donuts are better than pancakes. So if you're going to go that route, you might as well just eat a donut.
There's no reason to have to choose between the two. Absolutely not.
It's useless. It's like I'm trying to think of what's a food that's just completely useless because there's an
Kale.
upgrade.
Kale. Just have spinach. It's
fine. You might as well just eat spinach at that point. I agree. I agree with that.
So I've got to ask you something. If I go with you to a diner and I order pancakes, are we not going to have a good time here? What's going on? Sean,
I cannot stand the smell of maple syrup. It makes me gag. So if you're going to eat the pancakes, I just ask you don't use any of that gross ass maple syrup. It smells like car coolant. Okay, keep that shit away from me. So and then you can eat your pancakes.
Going over to Joseph's Finest Meats, our favorite meat store up here on the northwest side.
Absolutely, my butcher.
Down on Addison, down by Harlem over there. They have breakfast sausage that is phenomenal. I always get that, but they also have the maple version.
Don't like
of
it.
You've never done it. Have you tried it?
I don't like the breakfast sausage, and I'm not
Oh.
going to get the maple breakfast. I don't mind the taste. I'm going to be honest. I don't mind the taste of maple. Like you give me a nice maple ice cream, it's okay, But the maple syrup, the smell is just it's god awful.
Maple ice cream.
Yeah, you get like a maple walnut. I know you like the signature select. You like the cheap ice cream, so you probably don't know the finer qualities of ice cream. But
Whoa! I don't do the signature select for the ice cream. I do the signature select for something.
yeah, ice cream.
I mean,
we know Hazel has told us.
I mean, we are Americans here. Like, I mean, better than Canada. Come on. How do you like your eggs, Al?
Oh man, I like eggs. Okay, so I like any presentation of egg. You give me the fancy egg to the scrambled egg to the hard boiled to I prefer sunny side up. That's generally where I go. If I'm at a diner, I'm gonna get sunny side up. If I'm at home cooking, I like I like to make my scrambled eggs, and I always make them with a little bit of cinnamon. I think that's my secret to the eggs. I throw a little cinnamon in my
like
eggs.
a little cinnamon in that.
I enjoy cinnamon in my eggs. Most people, I tell people this, and no one tries it. So
when I make mine at home, a little bit of salt in there. I'll add some cheese because the kids and the wife like it, but I don't think cheese needs to be in the eggs. Especially at the old restaurant I worked at, the old karaoke restaurant I used to work at that you do, the old cook there used to always add like a cream cheese that I never asked for. And I wasn't big on it. But here at home, I'll make mine. And my wife, she doesn't get her scrambled eggs done enough. I like it to be browned a little from the bottom of the pan, just a bit, not burnt, just a bit. And near the end of the eggs, just toss a little bit more salt, not too much salt, but just near the end, a little more. That really brings the flavor out right near the end.
I had, when I was working at the radio station back in the back around 2000, they would bring artists into town, and there was some asshole. I don't remember his name. He was a country singer from Vermont, and this guy brought me fresh syrup from Vermont. And it was just as gross as regular syrup. So I'm against the syrup altogether. And you know what? I'm not even a fan of Canadian bacon. All right.
No.
You give me American bacon. I want some good American bacon, not that Canadian bacon garbage. There's very little.
Is there anything you like about Canada? Do you want to go to Canada?
Yeah, Avril Lavigne's kind of cute.
The Rock versus Hulk Hogan happened at the Sky Dome.
Yeah, I like the Sky Dome.
Pretty good wrestling.
Kim's Convenience. I love Kim's Convenience.
Oh, you are. Kim,
yeah.
If you haven't seen Kim's Convenience on Netflix, one of the stars is now the big star on the he's a big action hero guy. What's his name? The Son, right? He's the big action hero. He's in one of those Marvels now. Yeah.
Yeah. The kid is. That's true.
Yeah. The kid, the outcast, the one who doesn't talk to the family.
Mr. Kim is also he's in the Star Wars.
That's a show. I've wanted a show that I haven't seen all of the episodes of to go watch more of. Kim's Convenience. It is.
Yeah, Charlotte J gets it. Sean gets it too. The heavy whipping cream and scrambled eggs is phenomenal. Add a little cinnamon to that, and it'll change your life. I cook my eggs exactly the same way Charlotte does. I actually use the Instapot. So I make a hash. I put the metal rack in there. I put the bacon on top with the hash brown. I cook that for 10 minutes. I pull the rack, the bacon, the hash brown out. I take a napkin and I clean out a little bit of the grease from the bacon, but I leave just enough to cook my eggs in. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've got to give you credit. The umami chili for the Bears game last night, I made it. You shared that with me when I first got it. I finally found the fish sauce. Last time I made it with oyster sauce. This time fish. The neighbor came over for the game, ate it. Tonight, the father-in-law had it for lunch while he was here babysitting my kid, and he goes, "What was in that?"
Yeah.
Once I
fish sauce.
My mother-in-law and father-in-law were like, "Fish sauce?" Which, I mean, shit, I couldn't find this stuff either. I'd never cooked with it. I didn't know what it was. I remember you telling me the first time I just doubled up on the soy, because it does say you can do that. And then you go, hey, did you get the fish sauce? I'm like, I couldn't find fish
Yeah, you
sauce.
gotta have the fish sauce in the chili.
I couldn't find it at the store. It's fantastic.
That's a great chili, man.
Thank you. It
You're
really
welcome.
is.
That's my favorite chili. I've turned a lot of people onto that recipe.
Oh yeah, Jay. Should we share it on the
Sure.
socials too? Yeah, we'll get that out there here. Maybe I'll start doing it when I disappear here for a second. Hey Al, I gotta run. I'll be right back. You were gonna discuss.
Okay, yeah, you go away. Do whatever you got to do.
All right, I'll be back within the hour.
This Mrs. Butterworth, yeah, fish sauce and chili. You mix. So the secret is you mix the fish sauce with the soy sauce and chocolate, the Hershey's cocoa powder. So you mix all that together, and it sounds disgusting. It smells disgusting, but then you throw that in the chili. It's a meaty chili. It's a yumi. You. What is that flavor? There's like five. We have 5 flavors we taste, or 6, and it's not a common American flavor, but it's more so Asian. And yumi, is that right? UMI. Anyways, stuff's fantastic. You don't knock it till you try it. Definitely worth getting the fish sauce, but you got to get the good quality fish sauce. Yes, the dude's got the word right there. You mommy, you mommy. I can't say it. You know, this is. I took 2 years of Japanese and I can't say it. Yeah, really good stuff. Solid. Oh mommy, I can do that. Thank you. Someone finally broke it down for me. Oh, mommy. Jack and Amy, I believe, is the site that has it. It's an Instapot recipe. So you get chili in 40 minutes, and it's better the next day. Like, you chill that shit, and then you get leftover chili, and so damn good. Mrs. Butterworth, I don't know. I don't think Mrs. Butterworth is really married. I've always questioned that. I don't trust Mrs. Butterworth whatsoever. Heading to Circus for steak dinner in the Uber. You are a lucky man, Mr. Wilson. Congratulations. Get a nice rare steak. Yeah, man. My Uber, they make me wear a mask. You can't get a steak in there. Ooh, mommy. Oh, like who, mommy? Oh, man. I saw Lady Gaga doing a Christmas thing yesterday. What happened to the mask? You know, this lady used to wear a mask, and she'd cover her face, and then she would sing, and it was great. And then all of a sudden now there's no more mask. There's Tony Bennett. She replaced a mask with Tony Bennett. So I don't know how that works, but it's good Tony Bennett's still alive. Missing the big company Christmas party today because of COVID. Sad about that. But, what are you going to do? Oh, I think I hear Clark. Let's see if he's making his joyous return here. I hear steps and kids and whatnot. Welcome back to the show, Clark. How are things?
Things are good. Thanks for having me back. I do appreciate it. Oh, Wilson's going to Circus for the steak dinner. I always like going to Ellis Island for their cheap steak dinner out there in Vegas. What did I miss? Did I miss anything?
We voted you off the show, Clark.
All right.
Jason Ferrari, the Larcher and Ferrari program will be starting next week. So, hope you tune in for that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. All right. Good show.
Yeah.
What I'd like to tell you is that I'll run it by your place tomorrow.
Oh, the Christmas gift. Yes.
But here you go, Al. Here's your gift.
It's a bag, Clark. You got to go open the bag.
Well, hang on. I've got to pull it out.
Okay, I see a box. Yeah, there we go. I dig it. Yes. The Willie Nelson Chia Head.
Chia Willie. There you go.
I actually saw that advertised and I go, I've never wanted a chia pet and I probably shouldn't get one because the cat's probably just going to eat the chia. But,
those were the exact thoughts that I had that you would say. I shit you not. Was like, Al's probably like, cool, Willie Nelson. Oh, I have to grow a fucking chia head. Oh, the cat's going to eat it.
yeah, and I just killed like a desert plant, a cactus this year. I'm very excited about that. Thank you, Clark.
Plant whatever kind of seeds you want on it.
I did some research on the chia. It's actually it's a Mexican product that was brought to the United States, and
Really?
now it's manufactured in China. It's a Chinese Mexican product. Yeah.
Have you ever done a chia?
I have never. When I was a kid, I'd be like, "Hey, mom, can I get the chia pet?" She'd be like, "Al, you're not gonna get a chia. It's a waste of money." Yeah. What happened with the sea monkeys I bought you? They ended up dead in a week. So I was never allowed to have them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. I'll run it by and give it a shot. I mean, what the hell, right?
And let me tell you something, Clark Lawrenson. These sea monkeys on the commercial, they start, and even on the box, they had a kingdom, they had a circus, they had performers. I bought these damn sea monkeys, and all they did was die. I had the laziest group of sea monkeys ever. So
Really?
hopefully, I will keep we'll do a weekly update on the chia from the attic. I will keep it here. And we'll follow its growth.
Do you think you fed them properly and all that stuff? Like, were they in the right kind of water?
Oh, the water. You had to get a special, you had to get stupid spring water. Like, you couldn't just use the water from the tap. When you're a kid, you don't have access to spring water. I used water from the Des Plaines River.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sea monkeys were a huge disappointment. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I would count on a little more from them. We had a cat growing up. That was about it. I had a fish tank. I put little bass that I caught in it.
Yeah.
That didn't go well.
I had a gecko named Starving Marvin, but he starved to death. Actually, I think he froze to death. But we got evicted from our house.
I think the first mistake was naming him Starving Marvin.
Well, South Park, it was big at the time. Yeah, my mom was the crazy cat lady, so we had tons of cats. And I remember I got a frog. It was like a little frog. It was kind of in the same container, the sea monkey thing. But it somehow escaped at night. It jumped out and just died because it was out of the water, in front of the container.
Our friend
Enjoy that steak,
Wilson is going to be heading over to that steakhouse, the oldest steakhouse on the strip. Is there at Circus Circus?
Oh, that's good. Get a nice aged steak. Go rare.
Rare, full rare.
Oh yeah, it's the only way to eat a steak, Clark.
I'm getting closer. I'm a medium rare guy. Of course, when I was like 18, 19, I was a well done guy. Then medium well, and now I'm straight up medium. I'm growing. I'm getting up there. Trying to eat a little more fish. Hey, back in the day, you and I used to discuss weight loss quite a bit, and we used to always use the MyFitnessPal app. Yeah. I've noticed recently.
I hate that thing. You're stupid thumbs up.
You're logging into it. Even with COVID, you're like on a 14-day streak or something.
It must be on in the background. I hate that it notifies other people when I'm doing my own personal medical business.
I mean, you could change the settings if you want. Are you getting notifications? I've started using it again too. I'm intermittent fasting right now, Al, which shit, it's after 8 o'clock. I've got to quit drinking. I'll finish this glass of wine and that'll be it. But and then I won't eat again until noon tomorrow. I dropped 11 pounds in about 2 weeks, and
You look terrible.
we'll see if I can. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Thanks. You look great for a guy who's had COVID for a week.
Thank you.
If I catch COVID, I'm hoping one of the side effects is losing weight.
Yeah, I don't. My appetite hasn't gone anywhere, and I had that
No?
same problem with COVID the first time. There were like 2 days where I like my appetite was gone, and then it came
Okay.
back like full force.
Okay.
Well, as a matter of fact, yeah, I'm like hungry more often. Charlotte J says he only eats chicken rare. That's a bad idea. That's like eating pancakes.
Jay.
That's on par with pancakes.
Jay. That's not a good idea.
Oh man! So I played this XCOM game, and I got like 2 days into it.
I'm really going to open the phone lines this time when I put up the phone number 760-454-8834. 760-454-8834. Man, we've already gone a half hour longer than last week, and it feels shorter. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like we've done. Well, it's because we have no content. You know, I mean, this is the most Seinfeld of shows because it has no purpose. We literally nothing happens ever.
We'll get there. What
was that? No,
you were talking about a game.
Yeah, so XCOM, I get through like 2 days of the bullshit, like the early game, because the game, it evolves the more you play it, and the damn game crashed, and I lost like 2 days of a save, and now I'm tilted. I can't go back. What was the number?
I'm sorry. 760-454-8834. 760-454-8834. What's your Christmas wish, guys? If you have a long distance dedication, give us a call. If
welcome to Blog Talk Radio.
If you want to wish that Al has
the show.
Wait, hang on. This is going to cause problems. I can't wait. Oh, wow, we have a caller.
Lou.
Should I go to the caller?
Well, yeah.
All right. Caller from the 773. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Barry. I'm from Bridgeview.
Hey, Barry, could you turn down your radio, please? I appreciate the call, but.
Yeah, give me a second.
All right. Barry.
Is that better?
Oh, it's perfect. What would you like to talk about tonight?
How wonderful Al is and how bad Clark sucks.
Barry, that's not kind. Like that's being very rude to me right now. I don't appreciate that. Why? We dropped the call. That's ridiculous.
What, you hang up on the person? They tell you you suck and you hang up on them. I see how it goes.
I didn't hang up. He hung up. Hey, you weren't there. I was.
In honor of Christmas, I'm going with Phil Spector here.
Looks good.
Thank you.
I appreciate the Andre the Giant shirt. I got a couple compliments earlier tonight. Let me see here. We weren't going to have a show tonight because there was going to be a
Christmas party.
There was, and that didn't end up happening.
Well, the party's happening. I just can't attend.
True. Okay. So then I wasn't sure we were doing a show. You know, like earlier today, I sent you a text when I knew you were sleeping. It does the iPhone Messenger app does a good job now of telling me when people aren't accepting notifications.
Oh,
so
good.
I knew that. So I sent you a message like, hey man, whenever you wake up, let me know how you're feeling. You know, trying to get the feel like, is there a chance he wants to do the show? I didn't know. So I was really like checking in to see, hey, how's Al feeling with COVID these days? I know it seems like he's been faring okay the last few. But then also, do you want to do a show? And then what was it, like 5:30, 6 o'clock when we confirmed this was happening?
Very last minute.
Good thing we don't have content, and it's a Seinfeld of all shows.
Right. Content is overrated, really.
I was recently discussing with a few guys that Seinfeld didn't really exist during its heyday. Like I didn't watch it that much back where I'm from.
It's because you
If
didn't
it-
know any Jewish people, Clark.
Right, but rural America, it didn't hit that much. Like there were a few people who watched it and stuff, but I think there were things that turned people off. A lot of city stuff. Um,
You're just a Seinfeld hater.
if it had been on streaming, I think it would have like been even bigger than it was. Is what I'm saying. If streaming had been a thing at the time, I really think because word of mouth.
So
Really started
your theory is the number one rated program at the time would have been bigger if there was streaming.
yes, absolutely. Like
Okay.
even bigger than it was.
Yeah. MASH probably would have been bigger too if there was streaming.
Sure. Word of mouth like finally got it to everywhere, to rural America as well. But I mean, I'm just telling you
It wasn't very popular in its first couple seasons. I know that.
Right.
It took a while before it exploded.
I mean, it's just show.
But by the time it got there, like 3-4 seasons in, it was a very popular show. Even in towns that weren't rural.
I've seen more episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm than I have of that.
Well, good. You have something to look forward to.
Ooh. Something to look forward to. Do you know what I think I'm going to have to do soon?
Watch Seinfeld.
I think it's coming.
Yeah, we've established this.
No. I think that at-home e-learning with a preschooler is about to be a thing. The University of Illinois just announced that they're starting their spring semester, all e-learning. I think, yes, probably not too far behind. January and February are my slow seasons at work.
Yeah.
I'm going to be an at-home dad trying to help with a 4.5-year-old on e-learning. My 4.5-year-old can't really sit down to eat a meal without moving all around. Now, granted, she does get into some shows on her iPad and whatnot, but I do think that it might be an issue for a 4.5-year-old to hold her attention span on e-learning.
Well, especially when her teacher has no attention span.
Oh, fuck. No, what?
Hold on, Hazel. Let me answer your math problem in a second here. 1 + 1. The Harlem Globetrotters are going to be in town December 15th.
What are we talking about?
Mark your calendars.
Hang on.
They're coming with the Pentatonics.
Wait, the Harlem Globetrotters are coming with Pentatonics?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's great.
2021.
Have you seen the Harlem Globetrotters?
I have,
very
yes.
circus-like atmosphere.
I've in Indiana, of all places.
Huh.
In Terre Haute, Indiana.
Enjoy it?
The Hallman Center. I saw the Harlem Globetrotters take on the Washington Generals.
Do you know where they played their first ever game?
Yeah.
Where?
Peoria, Illinois.
Hinckley, Illinois.
Yeah, Hinckley.
Hinckley,
John Hinckley.
Illinois. Yeah.
Yeah, the Harlem Globetrotters, December 28th. Have you seen the Harlem Globetrotters?
I have. They do a lot of tricks. Like they'll throw a bucket of water at a player, and it's really just a bucket of glitter.
Yeah.
They'll take
So
the
I was-
pants down of the opposing player.
I was working at the radio station, and we had this lady they hired for sales. Her name is Barb Miller. She was like, 80 years old.
That doesn't
And
sound like a real name.
She would get so. Oh, her husband was he was Santa Claus in town, but he was so mean they had to fire him.
Oh,
Jim Miller.
Oh no.
So they're all passed away. Lovely people.
Rest in peace.
But Barb used to get so excited because she would call the Harlem Globetrotters, and they would put her on hold, and they would play the music. She'd be like, "Oh wow, listen, they're playing the Sweet Georgia Brown, do 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 do." Oh my God. The only thing I hate worse than pancakes is whistling. Stop. Jesus, come on. I hate whistling. There's two
Let me
things.
try again. Hang on. I have red wine lips though, so I couldn't really do it.
Red lime lips.
Red wine lips.
How do you get red lime lips?
Red wine, they're dry from the red wine. Sean,
Yeah, Clark.
don't worry about it. I can whistle a tune. I'm one of the best whistlers around. I have my new temporary teeth here that are causing a bit of an issue. It's causing me some problems. All right, don't worry about it. I used to be one of the best whistlers you ever knew. All right, I'm not.
Clark. He tries to whistle, but it's just a lark. He's got no rhythm. He's got no soul. He's wearing a Pearl Jam hat, and now you know. Yeah. It's a Christmas jam. Fire Nagy before it's too late. But whistle Dixie. All right, this is horrible.
It's the worst thing that we've done. And
I
we've done a lot
absolutely-
of bad shit.
I hate there's 5 things I hate, really.
What's that?
Cantaloupe,
Cantaloupe.
pancakes, whistling, specifically wolf whistling.
Oh,
balloons.
Hang on, wolf whistling's bullshit. Balloon.
Yeah, horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Balloons, and I'll leave the other one up just in case. It's a wild card for when the moon strikes.
Ah, damn it. The dude chimes in. His school district's going back. They're all going to do it. Here we go. Are you ready?
Well, the dude, he should just pull out the TEW, the Total Extreme Wrestling, and teach the kids how to book wrestling matches.
Oh, that's it. Maybe Al. Maybe I can get you in to help me teach Hazel during e-learning.
Yeah, I'll come in for a day.
All right.
We'll do a wrestling booking day. It'll be creative. She could take all her dolls, and we'll set up little matches and stories for all of them.
Well, okay then.
No pancakes in the house, though.
No.
0 pancakes.
Well, have you pretty much been at home for a week now? You pretty much been at home for a week?
Yeah, I'm going crazy. I'm isolating, going crazy.
A lot of delivery? Is that what it is? Did you get any groceries delivered?
I had pizza delivered, which was good. It lasted like 2 days, and then yesterday I had the groceries delivered.
Using the hang on, are you using the modulator or are you having Wi-Fi trouble or what?
What? What are you talking about?
You had groceries done yesterday?
Yeah, I had Amazon come and deliver groceries.
Amazing.
That was nice. I got some eggnog, because I want to be in the holiday spirit. Got some coffee, some Java ice cream.
Haven't had the eggnog yet. By the time I started, they decided I wanted to buy it. Now I can't find it. Like when I go to a store, it's not there.
Well, it's like rapid tests.
Oh, I went to Walgreens and a CVS today. They don't have the take-home ones. We still got a couple left that are expired, but we just found out that they're good until 60 days past their expiration date. So there you go.
Well, I found out you no longer have to test positive to go back to work or test negative. So
you just have to wait 10 days?
Yeah, after your 10 days, if you have no consecutive fever or symptoms, you're fine. So
Is that from the CDC?
yes, Clark, I only get my information from the CDC.
Man, they fuck.
CD's nuts. You know what I mean?
I don't know. They're not. Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. They're not what? What now?
Huh? I don't know, man. I think they've been. I'm not completely impressed with everything. I try to follow their guidelines, but yeah, not impressed by them. Oh, there it is. My Menards order has been delivered. It came today, man, from Elgin. Al, this came from the Elgin Menards, delivered to us today.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. That's a very nice gift.
Yeah. I mean, there are some better. Oh, Big Elwood joined the chat. Welcome to the chat, Big Elwood. Hey, guys, tell your friends to follow the Sports Attic on Twitch. Check us out over on Spotify as well. Tell your friends to listen to the show. We do have the upcoming live show. We will get details out as soon as we have them for the live show from the new Relish Room over at the Wiener Circle.
Yes, I can't wait for this. This is going to be amazing.
I'm very excited about it. We're still trying to line everything up to make sure we can get a date to you, and we will get that out to everybody as soon as possible.
As soon as I get out of the COVID, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, that's kind of slowed us down a little bit for sure.
Not really, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so you can't put in gifts in this chat room?
I'll try to see if there's a setting that I can allow them, but I don't believe it's a thing. Now, is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, I had a good one. I was excited. I was going to put the Gundam one on there.
From the Sports Attic Twitter page, and that is at Larcher Lawrenson. What do you think?
I think you're full of ideas.
Yeah. Share it there. Let's call this show a night. Or let's call this night a show. And maybe I'll head upstairs here in just a second. And sounds like things are falling apart for the end of the night for the oldest one.
Uh-oh.
And maybe I can give a hand there. Yeah. We'll see. It'll be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm going to make gringo tacos and, book some wrestling shows and see what goes from there.
That'll be good. Watch the end of football, maybe.
Oh, I forgot there was even a game on. Yeah.
Stafford threw a touchdown to Cup just now.
Nice.
Before we go off the air here, let me grab some scores real quick for you live folks watching. Yeah, it's 17-10. Rams over Seahawks with 10 minutes to go in the game. And the Eagles are winning against the Washington football team 20-10. And the third quarter is about to end.
Oh, man. I'm in a quarterfinal championship game. I might lose. Down 6 points. I have Stafford, Jefferson going. He's got McLaurin.
You could use it. You could use Jefferson catching that one.
Screwed.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Blog Talk. Good night.
Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you next time.
For those of you,
Thank you for using
yeah.
Blog Talk Radio.
Thanks everybody for joining in on the chats as always on Facebook Live and Twitch. Thank you and good night. fucking kids. Good night.